So, so I've spent the last week in face eczema hell. I get eczema on my eyelids right here and also my lips. I'm going to a dermatologist to get a second opinion on it because I went to my primary doctor and he was like, I don't know if this is really eczema, you should go to a doctor. But when I have a flare up of whatever it is, I use like a steroid cream on my eyes and my lips and it goes away. And I did that, but then I used my non-steroid cream this morning and it hurt my eye. So I do feel like I'm gonna get another flare up. So while I'm in a place where I can put makeup on my face, let's put some makeup on our face. I want to share some primers I've been testing out lately that I've really been enjoying. The first is from e.l.f. This is the Thirst Burst Drops. I got a little sample of this when I was at Ulta Beauty World and it's really nice. It feels like an even more hydrating version of like a Say Glowy Super Gel. The skin definitely looks hydrated, plumped, glistened, beautiful, and it wears really well under makeup. You can use this as like a primer or as like a serum. It's both. I like to use it as a primer just because when the weather is really warm, believe it or not, my skin gets even drier. So I need a little help. I've also been using this one from Milani. This is the Concealer and Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. It comes with this cute little spatula. This reminds me a lot of the Touch in Sol Icy Sherbet Primer, which was one of my favorites in that you scoop it out and it's kind of like, how do I describe that texture? So I just like to put a little bit of this in my T-zone. I really like it. It does remind me of the Icy Sherbet Primer. It is like cooling and also hydrating. So I feel like it's friendly for both dry and oily skin. For our foundation today, I haven't used this one in a while. This is the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop. I have the shade 2. I'm actually almost out of this and I've had this for maybe 2 years. It says 12 months on this, but until the formula changes, I don't get rid of makeup like that. I don't really wear that much foundation outside. I've been trying to wear it a bit more to like work, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd rather have the extra half an hour of sleep than look completely put together at work. It covers just enough while you can still see my freckles peeking through. My freckles have been freckling this summer. I used to have freckles when I was like a kid and then they kind of went away and now they're back and I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it at all, but I'm not used to having freckles because I haven't had them for so long. For concealer today, I'm using the Tani Dole Ultra Wear Lancome Concealer in the shade 100. I'm starting to think I have, a pink undertone. After years and years of everybody shade matching me and shade matching me different shades, I'm beginning to think I might actually have a cool undertone. I was looking at I was at the doctor for like a yearly checkup and I was just like looking down at my legs and my arms and I was like, they're kind of pink. Maybe I have a cool undertone and I've been thinking the whole time I have a neutral undertone, but I feel like my neck is very neutral. My body is super sensitive and gets super red super quickly. Who knows? For bronzer, I'm going to be trying out this bronzer again. This is from Polite Society. I got this at the Ulta event. This is in French Riviera. I think this is quite dark for being the lightest shade personally, as someone who is super fair. And it's a little orange, but I'm going to give her another shot. The one thing I remember about this was that it was pretty buildable. I just hate looking orange. I don't know anyone who's like, you know what I really want? An orangey bronzer. I could be wrong. But typically when I watch, because you know, I'm on makeup TikTok, a lot of people don't like an orangey bronzer. The one thing this bronzer does have going for it is pretty buildable, meaning that it's pretty sheer off the bat. Like I'm kind of digging my brush in and there's, first of all, like nothing's coming off. There's like no fallout. So it is pretty easy to just build up and blend into the skin. And like hypothetically, it doesn't look bad. I just feel like there's a fine line with this bronzer with looking like a bronzer and then looking orange. It's an okay bronzer. I'm gonna use it. And then for blush, I'm using Caramel from Persona Cosmetics, one of my favorite blush shades, one of my favorite blushes, period. One of my favorite brands. Unlike the bronzer, a little Goes a very long way with these blushes. They're very pigmented, but they blend out very well. It's so beautiful though. Like, what a beautiful, cool mauve shade. Okay, we're gonna set all of this down with a setting spray I just had. Here it is. A little baby airbrush setting spray from Charlotte Tilbury. Ooh. I'm keeping the eyes pretty light today because inevitably I'm going to have a flare-up of this eyes thing. So I'm essentially just going to take a bit of the Polite Society bronzer on a big fluffy brush. I'm using this one from Fenty Beauty. And I'm just going to sweep it in the crease to start. And then I'm just gonna go in with a singular product. This is from About Face Beauty. This is their Fractal eye paint in the shade Cherie. It's this beautiful red shade. And also not putting a ton of powders on my eye is best for it. So I'm just gonna take that, take the same brush that we were blending things out with, and just start to blend out the eyeshadow as well. And honestly, I'm loving a blended out red eye. Looks so pretty. We'll do a smidgen of this on the lower lash line, just because I do love cohesion. These Fractal eye paints, I like them in the small size. I don't like them in the large size. I feel like the doe foot doesn't pick up enough product when you have the larger size. So pretty. You don't need a lot to make a pretty eye look. Just need 2 products. I realized I forgot to put on highlighter. I'm going to use from KJH brand Light Pink. This has been a favorite of mine since I bought it 2 years ago. I will never stop doing a nose highlight, ever. You can pry it from my cold dead body. For mascara today, I decided we're gonna do another like reddish burgundy mascara. This is from Clinique. This is the Black Honey mascara. I really like this. I'm trying to find more ways to use it since I impulse bought a second one. And I just feel like with red eye looks, it just intensifies the red. So, felt needed here. And last but certainly not least, our lips. I'm gonna be doing my favorite lip combo of the moment. I've probably worn it more times than I can count. This is the Kylie Cosmetics lip liner in the shade Cinnamon. And then this, my favorite lip of the moment, of the last 2 months, I would say. This is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Blur Lipstick. I have the shade here, Into the Blur, which is my favorite shade. It's a beautiful mid-toned rosy pink mauve. I'm just gonna keep throwing words out there until it sounds correct. This lipstick paired with this lip liner is like a match made in heaven. It's like absolutely beautiful. Okay, and this is the finished look. Hold on. Please hold for the garbage men. It is 11:30 at night. Okay guys, and this is the finished look. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I love a good almost like monochrome moment, and I am a fan of red eyes. I love red eyeshadow. I love sparkly red eyeshadow. I think it's such an underrated product. Look at how nice my skin looks. Like, look at how beautiful and glowy. I do feel like the primers did the job. So pretty. Anyway guys, thank you so much